If you're considering applying to business school, you might be thinking about hiring someone to help you with your applications. Enter the MBA admissions consultant. But what exactly does an admissions consultant or admissions counselor do? And is it worth it to hire one? Hi, I'm Jeremy Shinewald, founder of mbaMission. And today, I'll be joined by two mbaMission managing directors, Jessica Shklar and Rachel Beck, and we'll be talking about all the things admissions consultants can do to help you with your admissions journey, and whether or not we think it's worth it to hire one. And although we are admissions consultants ourselves, we'll be as unbiased as we possibly can be.
The first and biggest thing admissions consultants do is get to know their clients almost better than they know themselves. What we look for during brainstorming is connections across your life. So you spend several hours completing a brainstorming document for us. Then I spend several hours reviewing it, and then we get on the phone to turn that 20-page document into essay outlines. And one thing that I'm looking for is common threads throughout your life that you might not even be aware of. For example, I was on the phone with a client once who mentioned, I have no extracurriculars. 20 minutes into our conversation, he mentioned creating a lunch and learn program at his company. 15 minutes later, he described handing over his apartment to someone from his country he'd never met to offer them a place when they moved. And a few minutes later, he said that he coached a fellow soccer player who had just moved to the US. None of these stories by themselves were big, but as I looked at them, I identified that he never let people be alone during transitions in their life. Once we saw that theme, several other stories fell into place. Now, instead of writing about one relatively small event, we could discuss a trait of his and prove it with multiple examples. We at mbaMission are able to do this because we are full-time, so we have no other distractions, and because our start to finish package is an unlimited service. If we need to have a second or third call to dig deeper, we do that. As someone who has helped hundreds of applicants over the past decade, I see my biggest benefit to applicants is being an outside observer to their lives. I can see strengths in what they thought were weaknesses, or help them turn a weakness into a discussion of risk-taking and growth. I can help them discuss sensitive topics in a way that is nuanced and appropriate. I can offer them reassurance based on years of experience that puts their anxieties into perspective. Often clients think that this process is about hitting every box on a checklist, and I can offer validation that it is about a holistic view of who they are.
While Jessica highlighted the creative aspects of the process, we also provide structure and efficiency that is invaluable. When you work with a member of our team on a package basis, you will have a clear understanding of both your next deliverable and the overall process itself. And as you work toward completing each step in our process, you will know that you will have a partner accelerating the pace of your work. Think of the consultant through this process as your coach. So what does that mean? Well, imagine drafting your resume on your own and then taking a few days off before revising it again. Compare that to meeting with your consultant to discuss resume fundamentals, having the direction to draft or revise your resume, and then getting your consultant's thorough and actionable feedback on the micro and macro aspects of your resume. Similarly, imagine drafting an essay and then taking a few days to revisit it, comparing it to your brainstorming to understand your narrative, crafting your essay with direction, and then getting your consultant's feedback on flow, messaging, impact, and grammar, and more. By partnering with a member of our team, you will have a thoughtful and critical eye, ensuring that you are on track and moving aggressively toward your objectives, efficiently crafting your best application. Of course, an excellent consultant possesses industry knowledge and can prevent you from unwittingly making unforced errors in the process. So you may not know that you should stick carefully to word count in your essays, but that it will have no effect on you if your recommenders go beyond their limits. You may not know that if you struggle with the GMAT, the executive assessment might be a workaround at a small but growing number of programs. We could go on, but the main point here is that your mbaMission consultant has firsthand knowledge and training to guide you through issues that you may not even know exist, and certainly to advise you on those that are on your mind. As full-time consultants, we learn and grow because we are dedicated to this field. We invest in our knowledge base because this isn't a gig, it's our job to get it right for you.
We suggest that you think of hiring an admissions consultant, not as a cost, but as an investment. one that should pay dividends throughout your life. I think back to my work with my very first client. He had applied to several programs on his own, some top 30 ranked, some not, and was dinged everywhere. He called me and asked what he was doing wrong. And even he would say that there were too many issues to detail. We developed a completely new plan, and despite his low GMAT, he became the very last applicant accepted at what was then the Chicago GSB. It wasn't even booth yet. Since then, he's worked for Goldman and several hedge funds and has lived in London and New York. We're still in touch, and he's the first one to tell me about how small the investment was relative to the outcomes in his career. We aspire to make that difference, to push you to reach and succeed, to provide you with an enduring return on your investment. We made a video that you can watch that will help you better understand if you need to hire an admissions consultant or not. The short answer is you don't need to, but there are a number of reasons you may want to hire an expert, which we go over in more detail in that video. Or if you have any questions about your profile, then please take us up on a free consultation. Members of our team are available to connect and give you thoughtful advice and feedback. And remember, if you enjoyed this video and want to get more MBA admissions and application tips, don't forget to like it and to subscribe to our channel. Thanks so much for watching, and best of luck in your applications.